Hey everybody, DeFoe here, and we're standing outside my garage. I would call it my dream garage, to be quite honest. You know, we do a lot of filming in here. Got a series on my YouTube channel called Ott's Garage, and do a lot of different tips and a lot of different things in here. Just really want to take this video and show you some of the features, some of the construction, some of the different things that we did in this garage to really make it, in my opinion, you know, just an excellent fishing garage. There's some things, anytime you do something like this, there's always some things that, looking back at the end, that you would do a little bit different. But all in all, I'm pretty proud of this place right here. Very thankful for it. So, I'm going to walk through a few things on the outside, as well as we'll jump inside in just a minute, just to kind of really break down exactly what's going on and some of the different, you know, things that you may overlook if you're in the market to build yourself a garage. Things that you want to make sure that you put in there. A few of these things, at least, anyways. Starting on the outside, when we decided to do this, I wanted to do a insulated building. For one, I wanted to have heat and air upstairs as well as downstairs. It's got an upstairs in it, and I wanted a building that was going to be easy to keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And it's actually something that we had on our house. But these are precast concrete walls from Warrior Precast, and they're the Superior Walls product. And man, they're a fantastic product. They're a great way to build any type of structure, a garage, a house, anything like that. So these precast walls are really easy to go up. It makes your construction process very fast. I mean, we literally went from a foundation in here to having walls the next day, and then we had trusses set on it the day after that. So construction goes really, really quickly when you're using those Superior walls. So that's something that we did here, and really makes for just a fantastic structure, you know, to put the rest of your building in. 4 bays, so the overall size of the building, 60 foot wide, 42 feet deep front to back. So as we're looking at it here, 42 feet to the back wall back there, and 60 foot wide, like I said. To my knowledge, the only thing I would do differently if I was to do this over is right here on the front. Those are 10 foot wide doors. Okay, a bass boat trailer, man, it's about 9 foot wide. I don't know how I had that oversight initially when we did this, but when I'm backing my nitro in there, I've only got 4 to 6 inches, maybe 8 inches either side of the wheels to get that thing in there perfectly straight. Knock on wood, I've not hit a door yet, but it is a pretty tight fit. So you want to make sure that you're lined up really well when you start backing in. If I was to do it over, I would do 12 foot doors, at least 2 of them. You know, one for my nitro, one for my truck. I could get by with the other 2 doors probably being 10 footers, but yeah, 12 foot doors for the boat would certainly be a good touch. I don't know if there's anything else I would do any differently, especially out here on the outside, but that's what we did. Of course, a little bit of stacked stone finish down on the bottom, and then those dormers up top. But that's pretty much it for the outside. We did a big concrete pad out here out in front of it, you know, just to have a nice big place to be able to pull up and turn around and that kind of stuff. One thing I do really like about my garage doors, though, is that they are actually linked to my Wi-Fi, and there's an app for them. So I can open up those garage doors from my phone anywhere. Whether I'm here at home hooked to the Wi-Fi or I'm anywhere else, I can check the status of them, open, close them, anything I need to do just with that app on my phone. I'll go ahead and open up a couple more of the doors here to the 3 bays. I keep you know, my nitro, I've got my tracker, then as well as my tournament truck in here, and then all the fishing stuff that goes along with it. So if you come on inside, you can see this is the bay the nitro stays in pretty much all the time. That's going to be in this one, and multiple reasons for that, but primarily this is the easiest spot for me to line up to get the boat back in. I can pull down the driveway, I can get a big nice swing out there to get the boat and truck nice and straight to get in that little 10 foot door. This is the easiest one for me to get this boat in and out of. So that's why it stays in this stall, and then I've got my Toyota next to it over here, and I've got the tracker in the far end in that last bay over there in the garage. Toyota truck there, and having these side by side works really well for me to be able to, you know, to load up for a tournament or something. I can have, you know, I can go from the nitro, go over to the truck, vice versa. It makes that really, you know, just an easy process having them side by side with each other in here. So a few what I'd call construction items in here that we did in the garage that, you know, really I feel like were nice touches, nice features. One are these floor drains. So any of the stalls where I would ever park a boat, we decided to do a trench style floor drain. So it runs basically the whole length of the boat, and then the actual drain for that where it goes down is at the rear of the boat. So any water that's in there is going to flow to the back, and then all those are tied together and of course run outside. So that is nice. You know, if you pull your boat home and it's raining, the carpet's wet, whatever, all that water is not going to puddle up in the floor. It's going to, all that concrete is sloped to those drains. Water's going to run down in the drain and get on out of here. Another thing that we really, man, I ended up making them land right in the perfect place, but in the ceiling back there, right at the back of the boat where your onboard charger is going to plug in, up on the ceiling above that, we did an outlet. So that way I've got just a little short, like 8 or 10 foot extension cord. I think I actually stole it off of Jenny's Christmas tree lights because it's green, but it's hanging from that ceiling plugged down, and then I can plug my boat in right to that. That way you don't have a cord laying on the floor, you know, where you're stepping on it, tripping over it, anything like that. It's completely out of the way. When I get ready to pull out, you know, the boat out in the morning, I just lay that cord on the back of the motor, and out of here I go. I don't have to worry about catching it on anything. The walls in here are all 1x6 tongue and groove wood, you know, so that it's not finished sheetrock. It's a little more sturdy than that. I like the look, for one. It looks good, but the functionality of it is even more important for me, because I can hang most anything that's not terribly heavy. I can just run a screw right into that and hang it right there on the wall. I've got shovels and you know, brushes and brooms and all kind of stuff hanging up on the wall. Instead of having to pile all that stuff in the corner, I can do it, you know, a lot more organized that way, and really utilize my wall space the way I want to, and any way I want to. I'm free to do that. The other part of that is the fact that 1x6, like I mentioned, is hung onto those superior walls. Those walls are already insulated, but we added more insulation to that to make this building easy to keep warm in the winter and easy to keep cool in the summer. To do that in the winter, the most efficient way to do that was with gas heat. Gas heat, just for a building like this, you know, a big open building, gas heat is a much easier way and a quicker way to warm this up. I open these doors up when it's 25, 30 degrees outside, pull the boat out. You know, if it was electric heat, that heat's going to have to run for a long time to get this building back up to temperature. That gas heat, man, the air is just so warm, it warms it back up really, really quick. So that's a few of the construction items. I guess one last one would be the fact, of course, we've got plenty of doors out here on the front for ventilation. You know, in the summertime, I can open them up and get some air moving through here. But we did put some windows, just 3 windows in back there on the back, and so I can get a cross breeze. If I really want to air this place out, I can open up those windows and, man, let a lot of air move through here when it's nice out, kind of like what it is today. So that's you know, just some of the different stuff, a few of the different construction items that we kind of implemented into this building to make it work well. I truly don't think it matters how big a garage is. You know, if it's 42 by 60, if it was 12 by 32, if it was 150 by 100, being organized and keeping yourself organized is going to make it more useful for you for whatever you're doing with it. And having you know, a lot of baits, a lot of lures to keep organized, and to making sure that I always am stocked up on stuff that I use a lot of. Pegboard is a great way to do that. In a building this size, if I wanted to have as much peg space as what I truly need, it would eat up every wall in here, all of it, basically. So when we built this garage, Jenny and I decided we would build these racks, and these are 4x8 racks. I'm able to put a full sheet of pegboard on this front and back. And I just use standard pegboard. I didn't use anything fancy, the slider board or any of that stuff. It's really nice, and it'd be, you know, it would look good, but we did standard pegboard. But I've got 4 of these racks, 2 sheets of pegboard each. So I've got 8 pieces of pegboard full of baits and stuff. And I'm able with that, you know, to really stay organized and really keep track of exactly what I've got. Along the top, I've got some surplus stuff that didn't actually fit on pegs. But I've got it right up there where it's easy to see, easy to get to as well. These racks really help me be efficient as an angler. And this is something you can do in any size garage. It doesn't matter if it's a small one-car garage, or if you've got a lot of space to work with. Having a pegboard rack like this, I think, is a better use of your space than eating up all your wall space. If you just need maybe room for one sheet, then putting that on the wall would be totally fine. But if you've really got a lot of stuff you want to hang, man, these racks to me are a great way to do it. These are on wheels, so I'm able to move them around in the garage as I need to. If I need the space for something, I can roll them outside if I want to for the time being. So having them on wheels, making them portable, it's a great use of your space. One last thing to kind of wrap up the tackle storage with and finish this up is this closet here. I'll be honest, this was actually an afterthought. This is underneath of the stairs going up to the upstairs where the office and stuff is. But this closet we end up putting in here was a great place to put a couple racks to put all my extra hard boxes that's got hard baits and stuff in them. Again, not a place I had planned for initially, but I couldn't imagine having this garage without it, because to get all this stuff out here, man, there would be no way I could store it out here anywhere and it look halfway decent. So having a closet, as odd as it may sound, in a garage was a really, really nice touch. So if there's one more thing I would say to do, have you a bifold doors, have you a closet, any type of space, just something that's inside where you can put stuff, close the door on it, and know that it's going to be out of the light for one. It's a place where you don't ever have to worry about stuff fading or anything getting too hot or anything. This was one really nice touch that I certainly did not plan out. So that's a wrap up of my garage. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of it, and really just seeing the way that we've got it set up. Having everything in there the way that I do makes me a more efficient angler. There's no doubt about it. And hopefully there's something that you're able to take from this that you can see. If you've got an existing place or if you're building something, maybe there's a tip in there that you'll be able to use to make your space just that much better for you. So it's also a place, just like right now, that I'm excited to get home to.